Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Sister Wives universe has always been filled with drama, tears, shifting loyalties, and shocking revelations, but nothing compares to the latest bombshell that has fans talking worldwide, because finally, after years of messy separations, courtroom disputes, land battles, and failed attempts at family unity, Kody Brown is newly married. Robyn has been kicked out of the house she once believed she controlled, and Janelle Brown, the quiet yet powerful second wife, who is often underestimated, has now regained the property that once symbolized the very heart of the family's dream for Coyote Pass, and the twists in the saga are unlike anything TLC viewers ever imagined could unfold, because the very pillars that once held the Brown family empire together are now crumbling, leaving fans stunned at how fast everything has turned upside down, with Kody embracing a new wife in a private ceremony that sources say was rushed, emotional, and fueled by his desperation to reinvent himself. After losing nearly everything, while Robyn, the woman once accused of manipulating Kody into favoring her above the rest, found herself ousted, locked out, and left scrambling as her carefully constructed position as the legal wife and financial beneficiary disintegrated in front of her eyes. With cameras reportedly capturing her meltdown as movers hauled her belongings away from the Flagstaff home she once declared her forever house, and Janelle, the resilient ex-wife who has faced heartbreak, financial stress, and the crushing reality of walking away from decades of sacrifice, suddenly found herself victorious in the property battle, walking across Coyote Pass with tears of vindication as she reclaimed the land that Kody had tried to redistribute behind her back, but which the courts, after months of heated disputes and filings, finally recognized as rightfully hers, making this the ultimate redemption arc for a woman who had long carried the burdens of family stability, only to be dismissed when Kody shifted his affection to Robyn. And the irony is almost cinematic, because fans who once saw Janelle as the peacemaker now see her as the warrior who stood up against Kody's favoritism, his reckless financial moves, and his endless excuses. And as word of Kody's new marriage spreads, speculation about the identity of his new wife is running wild online, with some insiders suggesting she is much younger, a woman from outside the polygamous circles, and someone who sees Kody less as a fallen patriarch and more as a man desperate for a second chance, which raises questions about whether Kody has truly moved on from the chaos of sister wives, or whether he is simply repeating the same cycle that led to the family's collapse in the first place. And Robyn's downfall is perhaps the most shocking, because for over a decade she was framed as the wife who saved Kody, the one who offered him legal marriage and legitimacy, the one who secured her children's place in the Brown family. Yet today she finds herself on the outside, cast away from the empire she worked so hard to dominate, with reports saying that even her relationship with her own children is strained as they blame her for the destruction of the family unit. And it is almost poetic justice for longtime fans who never forgave her for being the wedge that divided the original sister wives. While Janelle's triumph feels like the universe finally correcting an imbalance, because she not only won back the property, but is now planning to build her dream home there, something she has been vocal about for years, and whispers in Flagstaff suggest that she may even be turning parts of the land into a women's retreat or a health and wellness center that ties into her new business ventures, signaling that her life post-Kody is thriving in ways no one could have expected. And as TLC cameras allegedly follow this chaos for an upcoming season, fans are bracing themselves for the most explosive episodes yet, with some predicting that the show will finally shift its focus away from Kody's dominance and instead highlight the rise of the ex-wives who are building empires of their own. And if Kody believes his new marriage will reset his image, he may be in for another rude awakening, because public sympathy is not on his side, with many viewers mocking him for failing as a husband, a father, and now once again risking disaster by rushing into yet another marriage. And Robyn's humiliation is so complete that insiders claim she has begged TLC to portray her as a victim of Kody's betrayal rather than the architect of her own downfall, while Janelle, holding the deed to Coyote Pass with her head held high, has become the unexpected star of the moment, celebrated across social media as the woman who finally got the justice she deserved. And in this whirlwind of shifting loyalties, shattered dreams, and surprising victories, one thing is certain: the sister wives story is far from over, because every victory comes with a new feud, every downfall sparks another revenge, and the tangled lives of the Browns continue to unravel in ways that keep fans glued to every update, wondering what shocking headline will break next in this never-ending family saga that now features a newly married Kody, a homeless Robyn, and a victorious Janelle reclaiming the land that started it all. The developments surrounding Kody Brown's shocking new marriage, Robyn's humiliating eviction, and Janelle's victorious reclaiming of the Kody Pass property have sent shockwaves not only through Sister Wives fans but also through those who have followed the Brown story since its debut on TLC. Because what was once a story about a polygamous family's attempt to show America that their love, structure, and faith made them strong has now turned into a tale of betrayal, bitterness, and unexpected justice. And if we peel back the layers, we see how these three dramatic events connect into one of the most ironic chapters in the Brown family saga, starting with Kody's remarriage, which insiders claim happened almost in secret, a rushed union that caught not only the fans but also his estranged children off guard. Because after years of insisting he would never take another wife following his legal marriage to Robyn, he suddenly appeared in photos with a much younger woman, allegedly from outside his religious community, fueling rumors that Kody was desperate to reinvent himself as a new kind of husband, one who could leave behind the wreckage of his past and enter into a relationship without the baggage of Sister Wives' decades of dysfunction. But the move only confirmed what many fans already believed, that Kody's ego and desire for control outweighed his capacity for growth, and that his marriage to Robyn, once hailed as the most stable of all, was nothing more than a fragile alliance that crumbled under the weight of financial stress, family resentment, and Kody's own inability to balance love with fairness. And the cracks became visible when Robyn, once smug in her role as the favored wife, found herself not only abandoned but physically removed from the Flagstaff home she had fought so hard to secure, with court filings reportedly showing that the house was never fully in her name as she had assumed, meaning her security was always tied to Kody's willingness to keep her. And when that willingness evaporated, so did her stability, leaving her scrambling for a place to live, a development that has left fans calling this karma for the years of pain she inflicted on Mary, Janelle, and Christine, who all felt like outsiders once Robyn entered the picture. And Janelle's simultaneous victory in regaining Kody Pass only amplified the sense that the universe was finally evening the score, because for years she had been portrayed as the practical, down-to-earth wife who worked tirelessly to manage the family's finances, often sacrificing her own comfort for the greater good. Yet when she divorced Kody, she walked away with little, left to rebuild her life from scratch, and seeing her hold the deed to the property after legal battles and accusations of fraud on Kody's part is more than symbolic. It is the ultimate reclamation of power, dignity, and independence. And as Janelle stood smiling on the land that Kody once promised would hold their communal dream homes, fans saw her not as the woman who lost everything, but as the woman who endured and ultimately won, while Robyn's tears and public pleas for sympathy only hardened the audience's disdain, because to many she represents the manipulative wife who thought she could outmaneuver everyone, only to be undone by the very man she fought to control. And the ripple effects of these shifts are being felt across the entire Brown family, with Christine reportedly celebrating Janelle's win and encouraging her to turn the property into a sanctuary for women leaving toxic marriages, while Mary, once deeply wounded by her estrangement from Kody, has allegedly reached out to Janelle in solidarity, saying that this victory feels like a victory for all the ex-wives, because it proves that Kody's favoritism and arrogance are no longer enough to keep him at the top, and Kody himself, now flaunting his new bride, seems oblivious to the fact that his public image is at an all-time low, with fans mocking his constant failures and questioning whether his new wife truly loves him or whether she is simply intrigued by the notoriety of being connected to a once famous polygamist whose empire has collapsed. And as TLC prepares to air new episodes documenting these bombshell developments, producers are allegedly thrilled Because what could be better for ratings than a storyline where the once villainized Janelle emerges as the victorious heroine, the once favored Robyn becomes the discarded victim, and the patriarch himself scrambles to prove he is still relevant by rushing into yet another marriage, a move that only highlights his desperation, and as the cameras roll, fans can expect more confrontations, because Robyn is not going down quietly. Rumors suggest she plans to fight back legally, perhaps attempting to claim financial damages for the years she invested in Kody, but with little leverage now that she has been kicked out, her battle may be more about saving face than actually reclaiming power, while Janelle, in contrast, is preparing for a bright future, with whispers that she may even launch her own spin-off series focused on her journey of independence, land ownership, and rebuilding her life on her own terms, a move that fans are already rallying behind, and if that happens, it would be the ultimate twist. Janelle, the quiet, steady wife who was once overshadowed, becoming the central figure in the sister wives narrative, while Kody and Robyn fade into the background as symbols of what happens when arrogance and manipulation collapse under their own weight. And this chapter of the story, filled with irony, poetic justice, and shocking reversals, is proof that no matter how much Kody tried to control the narrative, the women he underestimated have the final word, and now the family's legacy will not be remembered for polygamy's success, but for the resilience of the women who walked away and, in Janelle's case, reclaimed not only her freedom but the land that once represented her broken dreams, transforming it into the foundation of her triumphant new life. As the fallout from Kody Brown's shocking new marriage, Robyn's eviction, and Janelle's property victory continues to ripple through the sister wives' world, it becomes clearer with each passing day that this is not just a season of change, but a complete dismantling of the very foundation on which the Browns built their story, because what was once framed as a tale of faith-driven polygamy is now unraveling into a messy drama of betrayals, rivalries, and stunning power shifts. And while fans are still reeling from the confirmation that Kody secretly married a new woman in what some sources describe as a hasty, almost desperate ceremony, the attention has shifted just as much toward Robyn's downfall and Janelle's unexpected rise, and the irony in this situation is thick because Robyn, who for years acted as if she were untouchable, protected by her legal marriage to Kody and her favored wife status, now finds herself not only kicked out of the house but essentially erased from the inner circle she once dominated, while Janelle, who is long overlooked and sometimes even dismissed as the practical, no-nonsense wife who didn't crave the spotlight, has suddenly become the central figure in the narrative, reclaiming the property that symbolizes the family's failed dream, yet also her personal triumph. And her victory resonates with fans because they remember the countless scenes where Janelle stood on the dirt of Coyote Pass, hopeful yet frustrated as Kody dangled promises of building their forever homes, but never delivered, often prioritizing Robyn's comfort and needs instead, which made the moment she regained ownership feel like justice, not just for her but for every viewer who ever rooted for her, and Robyn's eviction is being described as one of the most humiliating chapters in her journey, because not only was she reportedly forced to leave under financial strain, but the very symbolism of her being locked out of the forever house she claimed she wanted for her children shows how quickly her status evaporated once Kody shifted his loyalty, and while she pleads her case to fans by painting herself as the betrayed wife, her years of manipulation and favoritism cannot be forgotten, and social media has erupted with comments calling this karma, with many fans even joking that Robyn is finally experiencing the pain Mary, Christine, and Janelle endured for so long. But while Robyn struggles, Janelle thrives, with reports that she not only plans to build on Coyote Pass, but also intends to transform part of the land into a legacy project, perhaps a retreat center, perhaps an investment property. But whatever the case, it is clear she is reclaiming not just dirt but dignity, and Kody's role in all this is both tragic and ridiculous, because his new marriage has not restored his image the way he likely hoped, with fans largely mocking him as a man clinging to relevance through impulsive decisions, and questions swirl about his new bride. Who is she? Why did she marry him? And does she truly understand the chaos she has entered? Because being married to Kody Brown comes with more baggage than most people could ever bear, and some sources say she is much younger, perhaps dazzled by his reality TV fame, while others insist she has her own motives. But regardless, the marriage has only added fuel to the fire of speculation that Kody is a man unwilling to face his failures, choosing instead to start fresh without ever addressing the wounds he left behind. And this cycle of denial is part of why fans now rally around Janelle and Christine, who are living proof that life after Kody is not only possible but fulfilling, while Robyn, once smug in her secured position, faces the harsh truth that Kody's love was never as eternal as she believed, and her desperation to cling to him has left her stranded. And in this mix, Mary, who is kept quieter than the others but has also rebuilt her life, is reportedly both sympathetic to Janelle and amused by Robyn's downfall, because for years Mary was painted as the outsider, the one Robyn and Kody kept at arm's length, and now she watches as the woman who contributed to her misery suffers the same fate, making this season of Sister Wives feel almost Shakespearean in its poetic justice, where the once powerful fall and the overlooked rise. And TLC producers are reportedly ecstatic because these storylines guarantee ratings gold, as fans cannot wait to watch the on-camera reactions when Janelle steps foot on her reclaimed land, when Robyn tearfully recounts her eviction, and when Kody introduces his new wife to a family that barely speaks to him anymore. And while Kody may believe his remarriage signals a rebirth, the truth is that his empire has collapsed, his children are largely estranged, his finances are in tatters, and his only legacy may be that he drove away the women who once stood by him, leaving them stronger and more independent than ever. And in that sense, Janelle's property victory is not just about land. It's about rewriting the story of the Sister Wives, proving that the women who were once dismissed as background players are now the ones writing the ending. And if Robyn thought she would be the last wife standing, she has been proven wrong, because the house she fought for is gone, the husband she thought she controlled has remarried, and the land she helped divide is now in Janelle's hands, leaving her with nothing but memories of a reign that ended far sooner than she imagined. And as this saga unfolds, fans are left asking the question, who really won? Because while Kody parades his new bride, his public image is more broken than ever. While Robyn weeps and scrambles, Janelle smiles with a deed in her hand, and Christine laughs from the sidelines, and Mary quietly thrives, suggesting that the true winners are the women who walked away and reclaimed their lives, while Kody, trapped in his cycle, may find that no new marriage can erase the wreckage of the past he created.